It's 2004. The next big thing in MMORPGs is about to be released by the team that is responsible for the last big thing in MMORPGs. And there is literally nothing that can go wrong. Everquest 2 is releasing an Origin server to try and take it all the way back to 2006. And now that is undoing a whole lot of bad that was done to this beautiful game. But the question is it enough of the bad? And are those that are in the same camp as myself that hold up original Everquest 2 as the pinnacle of MMORPG gaming, just seeing the pass through rose-tinted glasses? Now, a lot of my favorite portions of the game, such as class progression, citizenship, and all that, it's just not a part of the game. It was already taken out by 2006, and as far as I know, there's no plans to add that back or take this game back any further than 2006. I'll link down in the description below some videos from the EQ2 emulator project that give a more accurate representation of the 2004 vibe of the game and all the beauty that is held there within. We've got our beautiful boy Gatsu made here, and it's time to take it through to the tutorial and see if there's any of the beauty left in this game or recreated accurately in this game or what have you. And we're here on the very memorable Far Journey, and already that we're wearing stuff. Okay, let's break this down for you. The MMORPG, you got the massive multiplayer online. Okay, we know WoW fixed the first part of that, made sure that's not a problem for us anymore. But the RPG, okay, why is my character already a character before I have role played him into the character that I want my boy to be? What? Don't give him things. You can give him things through the tutorial, right? Why is he loading up with stuff? And this tutorial feels pretty accurate to what I remember. I don't think that they've really messed with this over the years. The Isle of Refuge doesn't exist though, so he is telling us lies, the captain. And we are getting things that are already not useful. It feels just like bad design when you don't update your tutorial or you start adding updates that make your tutorial that you keep in the game erroneous. Now, this doesn't feel quite accurate to launch. It does feel like your character is still quite a bit too strong. I remember this goblin taking character down to half health during launch when you played. It was probably because you didn't have a class during the tutorial, but it still feels weird to be this strong this early. But when you're done with the ship, you've gotten this nice little introduction to the basic mechanics of the games. You use shops, buy things, quests, do things, all of that stuff. And you're pretty much ready, right? And this is usually where you start to get excited back in 2004, because now you get to pick one of the 4 basic classes. But instead, now, all I have to be excited for is more tutorial. Yay, I definitely didn't want to roleplay my character or anything in a role-playing game. How people got off complaining in 2004 about their choices in their game being meaningful and impactful to their character as a negative to the game, it's beyond me. So the Far Journey, brief crash course on the mechanics of the game, but the Isle of Refuge, or the Queen's Colony that has replaced it, for the good boys. I think that I don't remember what the Freeport one is, but it's for the baddies, right? And let's be honest, we're playing this game, we ain't baddies. It gives you an introduction to the gameplay loop of essentially all of the zones from here on out. Here Gatsu is embarking on the main quest for the zone, but there are plenty of side quests to embark on, and lots of collections of resources to gather up, and all kinds of fun stuff. But here, this first quest introduces you to a really cool concept in this game. Of course, any NPC you can fight has a level, but it also has a ranking in that level. Every NPC that you can fight in this game has between 0 and 3 up or down arrows to indicate if they are significantly or slightly weak or strong for their level. Now, there does seem to be a little bit of difficulty added back to the game from the current live version, but nowhere near 2004. I know we're aiming for 2006. I'm not quite sure where the difficulty was then. But rule of thumb I myself used back then was that if it is a white or blue con, meaning at or near a little bit below your character's level, with just no arrows, so regular level NPC, it's a good challenge if you have regular gear, but you're going to need some really good gear to take on something with a single up arrow. And 2 or 3, that means you need a small to large group. And turning in this first quest, hey, look, we got some trash gear with a little bit of stats on it. And this is a good system. This is tried and true. Slow progression, building up your character, get that drip of dopamine, keeping you addicted to the game. Why have we moved away from this? We just throw everything at the player when they start so they don't care. Give us a reason to care. Do more of this. So little boy Gatsu continued on through the main quest, had a fun time, did some things, but then realized he wanted to make some things. So bound back behind the tower that used to have a purpose on this island, he found this old man asking him into his basement and decided that sounds like a fun time. And down into the dank basement we went to make the most girl boss of shoulder pads. Crafting system in Everquest 2, still fun. I wish it was the 2004 system again. I mean, the pie is a raid boss for sure, but we'll make do with this.
Oh, yeah, you're getting that promotion there, Gatsu.
So our lovely little Gatsu then ventured back out into the wilderness to take on some creepy crawlies now that his shoulders were safe. And pretty soon he made his very first friend, which is a huge thing when we consider this as EverQuest 2, and there are people like there's literally like systems to play this game by yourself in the main game because there's nobody left to play it. But I think that it shows how hyped this idea of going back to what a great game EverQuest 2 was, that there are consistently people on this server playing and starting new characters. So, Game Studio. Daybreak, that's your name, right? Daybreak, okay. Come here, lean in. Imagine how amazing it would be if you took everything back to 2004. Hold up. I know the code is gone. I know you guys deleted it or lost it or whatever. You can remake it. Made the game in the first place, it can be remade. And take that 2004 version of the game and develop it in a way that is congruent with the design elements of the original game, instead of chasing after the coattails of WoW. And then you could get, instead of just all these nostalgic old folks like us, some new people that are interested in this awesome new game, like is what's happening with Jamflex over there with the old school RuneScape. Come on, you can do it too. You can have a golden goose laying the golden eggs. Just simple solutions, guys. So Gatsu then made a second friend, Banker, who turns out knows how to play this game, and dragged Gatsu and his other new friend all the way through the island. Very quickly, might I add. Literally within the hour, we had gone all the way through the tutorial island and gotten to the instance dungeon at the end of the tutorial's main quest, which is when I started to realize just how huge the gap in difficulty from launch has become. Now, it might be because I was a middle schooler at launch, but I remember failing this dungeon quite a few times and trying to get a well-balanced party together so that we could take it on. It was also likely because we didn't have full classes. There was just the 4 mage, fighter, priest, and whatever the other one was, scout. That's what it was. But like this was easy. Yeah, Banker knew what he was doing, but I'm pretty sure even if he wasn't there, we could have figured it out. So Banker finished dragging the Gatsu squad all the way through the tutorial island quests and beating off some bosses. And after turning in the quests, the squad promptly disbanded to go to the main game. However, Gatsu desires a little bit more of exploration around tutorial island for a little bit more of that delicious nostalgia dopamine drip. So Gatsu formed some new friendships, got some undead pirate head, fed the big slime daddy all he wanted. And after showing the Gurok who the real splooge boss is, Gatsu found himself with an immense sense of completion. And so, tutorial done, time for some fun. Let's get ourselves to some ketos! And now, I feel conflicted. This is so much closer to the game that I fell in love with than the current live EverQuest 2. But there is still a wide gap between the magic of 2004 and this game. Yes, part of that is that it has aged, but I don't think it has aged that poorly. I think the gaming industry has started to realize, I hope, that WoW already exists, and nobody needs to make another one. So maybe, just maybe, if Daybreak took this one back to when it wasn't WoW, and then let it develop in a way that is true to itself, we might just have a game that is actually better. We've made it to Greystone Yard, after hours of adventure through the ruins of the Isle of Refuge. So if you want to see some more of this Gatsu, leave 100 of those sweet little likes down below.
And we'll do some more. But rebuild weight and class progression and citizenship quests and everything that was amazing in 2004. Okay, bye.